Good day, yogis. This is Stephen Cheng coming to you live from Simha Yoga Lab in Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the full streaming schedule, as well as my payment information for Venmo and for PayPal. My preferred way of payment is through Venmo, and my handle is Simha Yoga Lab. And the 4-digit ID code is 8096. Classes are $10. If you're having a difficult time right now, $5 is fine. Please do the best you can. I stream on Instagram and on Facebook, and those videos are uploaded as posts. I also upload the same video to my YouTube channel, Simha Yoga Lab. If you're not actually streaming with me on Instagram and Facebook, or if your audio and video on Instagram and Facebook are kind of shaky, I highly recommend for you to migrate over to YouTube. YouTube has much better quality, and also when you're practicing, you can pull up the screen to your smart TV, so that makes for a much better visual experience for your practice. So I recommend that to you if you would like to take that option. Okay, today's class is open flow. It is a level 1 and level 2. For those of you who are newer to my practice, welcome. Make sure that if I'm going a little bit out of your range, that you always check in and pull back on poses that are out of your range, especially if you're working with injuries, special conditions, or limitations, right? Every pose can be customized to fit to your needs, right? So if something is out of your range, pull back, take it to the basics, modify as you need, or skip it altogether and kind of wait it out, or take child's pose, some other movement or shape that is more appropriate for you. And then when we are moving on to something else that's accessible for you, then you should go ahead and take it then and continue to follow us through. So always keep that in mind. You don't have to take a repose. You can always modify. Okay. If your hips are tight or lower back tight, I recommend elevation with a block or with a blanket. All right, sitting up tall, let the palms face up. Fingers come together with your thumb and index fingers touching. Grounding evenly through your seat with a lengthy tall spine, let your shoulders broaden and lips touch. Regulating your breath by breathing only through your nose. Three arms together, inhale. Keeping the eyes closed, hands together in prayer or from the heart. Pressing the thumbs into your heart, heart back into the thumbs, lifting the heart up toward the sky. Setting your intention for yoga practice, devoting your practice to someone or something, or to yourself, your supreme self that lives within your heart. Chanting the mantra for purification, purifying the space in which you practice yoga. Call a response. Om Pavitraha, Om Pavitraha, Pavitrava, Pavitrava, Sarva Vashta, Gato Biva, Yaha Smarit, Budrikaksha, Sabahya, Bihendraha, Suchihi. Beginning to open the eyes and let the palms face up, fingers come back to Janu Mudra. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder, right hand to the left side. Elongating through the left side of the neck. Draw the chin toward the right shoulder. Release back to center. Drop the right hand. Left ear to the left shoulder, left hand to the right side. And then the chin toward the left shoulder. Release back to center, drop left hand, chin toward the chest. Big circles with the head in one direction. Ear to one side, roll it back. Opposite side, roll the center. A few more rounds and gentle pace. Chin back to center and pause. Then taking the opposite direction. And then back to center again. Lift the chin parallel to the floor and neutral spine. Coming off your blocks and extend the legs forward, separating the feet. Hand support to your side and turning your toes toward each other. And then roll out. Draw in, roll out. Draw in. Outer rotation, circling. Back to center, switch them around. And then back to center again. Cross your shins, opposite shin on top. Take the arms up high, extend, twist to the right. Inhale back to center, arms up. Exhale, other side. Back to center again. Side bends, right hand down, left arm overhead. Back up. Other side. Center again. Legs forward, forward fold. Take it back up. Step the left foot down. Right ankle on top of the left knee. Step the left heel in, flex your right foot. And sitting up tall. Lift the seat up, three-legged tabletop. Take the seat back down. Drop the knees over to the left side. See the spinal twist. Right hand behind you, left arm up. And twist. Back to center, counter twist to the left. Back to center, lift the knees back up, lift the hips up, and releasing your right leg. Transition to step on the left foot, raise your right leg up, and through a very gentle standing split. So you don't have to take it too high, you don't have to take a deep extension, just gently lift. And then step it back into a high lunge. So you're on your right toes in high lunge, arms up high. Inhale, lengthen, reach up. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale up, keep the arms up. Bend the front knee, hands together, prayer. Twist to your left, put the right arm on the left leg, and twist. Take it back up and around. Warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Side angle. Left hand inside the foot. Right arm up. If you need to modify, if touching the left hand down is difficult for you, take the arm to top left leg. It's easier for your hips and your lower back. Inhale, take it back up. Reverse warrior. Lengthening out the left leg. Triangle. Left hand to the floor if you're able to touch all the way down. If not, the hand can go to the top of the shin. And within the shin, you can be a little higher if you're even less flexible. But if you have a little bit more range, you can go a little bit lower. And then right arm, triangle. Take back up, reverse triangle. Hands to the floor, left foot stepping back, lower all the way down to belly. 3 progressive cobras. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up a little higher. Exhale, almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up even higher, full extension you have. And then take it all the way down, child's pose. Draw the seat toward the heels and fold forward. Take it back up, take the seat down, extend the legs forward. Alright, so this time, I'll give you the side view. Ankles to knees, step the right foot down. Left ankle, top of the right knee, step the right heel in, flex your left foot, and sit up tall. Actually, I should do a little further forward. Alright, so this is roughly where your positioning is. You're about halfway into the mat. Alright, drop the knees over to the right side, left hand behind you, right arm up and twist to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, counter twist. Back to center. Lift the knees back up, keep your legs. 3-legged tabletop, lift. Take the seat back down. Start to lift up, release your left leg, and then transitioning into a standing split, a gentler one. It doesn't have to be a very deep extension here. And then stepping it back into a high lunge. Steady your balance, arms up high. Inhale, lengthen the front leg and reach up. Bend the front knee, arms along the side. Inhale, lengthen, reach up. Bend the front knee, arms along the side. Inhale, reach up, keep the arms up, bend the front knee, and then twisting to the right. Hook the left arm, outer right knee, and twist. Release, up and around. Warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Side angle. So you can take the right hand to the floor or modify. Arm to top left leg, right leg, and reach your left arm up. Side angle. Inhale, take it back up. Reverse warrior. Lengthen out the right leg, triangle. Right hand to the floor, hand to top of the shin, a little higher or a little bit lower. Left arm up. Inhale, all the way back up. Reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor. Right foot stepping back. And again, lower all the way down, hands alongside the ribcage. 3 progressive cobras. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, arms all the way down. Inhale, a little higher. Exhale, arms all the way down. Inhale, fullest extension you have, cobra. All the way down. Child's pose. Seat toward the heels and fold. Make your way back up, down dog. Inhale, right heel up. Right knee in toward the nose. Kick it up, open up the hips, and flip the dog. Roll onto outside the left foot, drop the right foot back behind you. Flip it back round. Right leg up, step the right foot forward. Between your hands, left knee comes down. Crescent moon, hands to top of the thighs. Let's stay with just the hands to top of the thighs and concentrate on the hips moving forward. right? So the hips are moving forwards and downwards. So you're getting a nice stretch through the quads into your left hip. All right, take the left hand to the floor for support. Press the top left foot to the floor and lift the left knee. Now, once you lift the left knee, you still want to lean the hips forwards and downwards so you can get a very nice deep extension through the front of the left leg. It could be pretty intense here, so go easy. All right, release your left knee back down. Turn the right toes out at an angle and the right thigh also angles out. Walk your left hand a little bit wider. Let's take a twist. Right arm up and behind you, half bind, twisting. Right, so the hips are still moving straight forward, right? We're not rolling off to the side of the leg. The hips straight forward. So you should feel that intensity through the front of the left hip. The twist happens at the spine, at the mid-spine. You can use your right hand behind you for support so that you can use that resistance to deepen the twist. I notice the twist is happening at the shoulders and the spine, right? My hips are not falling off to the side. Now, if you want to add on, you can bend your left knee, reach back with your right hand, and grab the foot. And then once you have the foot, kick the foot away. You want the tension, extension of the right arm. So as you extend the right arm out, you may have also the opportunity to stack your shoulders even more. So as you stack your shoulders and draw the shoulder back, hips are still leaning straight forward. So it's an oppositional energy of the shoulders drawing back, the hips moving forward. All right, begin to release. Let the left foot come back down. You're going to raise your right arm up, reach over the right ear for the side stretch. Take the hands back to the floor. Support with your hands. Left foot. Angle, move your left foot angles out a little bit so that when you come up, and you sit back, it is a half virasana. So the half virasana, the foot is a little bit wider than your seat. You should be able to insert your left hand between the outside of the hip and the inside of the ankle, right? So you should be able to do this with your hand. Then, inner thighs are together, left knee pointing forward, right heel reaching forward. Right hand to full support. Now, you're going to feel like you're tipping over to the right side, right? So I want you to press into your right hand and take the torso back to center. As you take the torso back to center, you're going to feel a little bit more pressure to the inner knee, left knee. So be careful with that one, right? You don't want to overdo that particular sensation. You don't want to push it so that it becomes like you're moving the knee joints out of place. There is a slight separation of your all the structures of the knees because you're bending at the knee, right? So just be careful not to overdo this particular sensation. Just leaning toward the left helps you to center back a little bit. It doesn't have to be a perfectly centered position. Do the best you can. Now, for those of you who are really tight, you might want to elevate and sit up on a block. This will make it a lot easier, or onto your blanket. Right, we're going to forward fold. Right hand to the floor, left arm up, and folding over the right leg. Now, again, try not to immediately go into the rounding of the spine, but instead, try to think continued lengthiness. And moving the arm and your shoulders to help you to catch your other foot for support. And then once you have that resistance, keep that lengthiness of the spine as you draw forward. Release, come back up, shift to the right side, lift back up. Start to transition back into your crescent moon, right? So you'll immediately feel that rush of blood back into your left leg. Frame your right foot with your hands, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and then lengthen over the right leg. There should be also a really nice neutralization for your left foot. right? Coming from that pointed toe position into a flexed foot position. Bend the front knee, left hand stays down, right arm up to twist. Now check that front knee, I'll give you a front view. When we take this twist, oftentimes what happens is when we take the twist, the knee falls out to the side and we don't pay attention. This is what happens, right? So we don't want this. We start here, right? Knee over the heel, shoulder over your wrist. You want to maintain these two lines. Rotating at the spine, reach right arm up. So you can always look up to make sure the right arm is straight up. Look down to make sure the left arm, right leg are also in that proper position. Then let the right palm face down and reach forward for the extended position of this revolved lunge. Take this into half bind and twist deeper. So you want to think the right knee joint in toward the center. So think about also pressing into your right toe mount, inner right heel, and that will give you the sense of drawing the knee back in toward the midline. All right, let's break. Right hand back up and to the floor. Ground the back heel for warrior one. Lengthen the front leg. Take the hands to the hips. Draw the shoulders back. Draw the elbows back. Lengthen. And think about leaning forward here. Take it back up. Warrior one, open it up. Warrior two, reverse warrior. Hands to the floor, right foot stepping back. Lower all the way down to the belly. Sphinx pose. Hands come forward. Forearms down. Grab opposite elbows. This will help you measure out shoulders width. Then release your hands to the floor, arms in parallel. Left shoulder. Right, your shoulders line up with your elbows, elbows with your wrists, so you end up in a 90-degree angle. Then actively press your belly and your lower ribs down. That will flatten your belly, also straighten the lower spine. Then press your forearms down to lift the chest in opposition. So now this gives you a deeper middle back bend. Gaze slightly forward. And slightly downwards, right? Because if you're looking straight forward like this, you're crunching the back of the neck. But if you're looking straight down, you're rounding the back of the neck. So slightly forward. Now press your forearms down. Press your hips and your pubis down and lift the ribs. Lift the belly, keep the pubis pressing down, round the mid and upper back, chin toward the chest. Notice that when you round your back this way, your pubis is still pressing down. You're working strongly into your core. So think about drawing your navel upwards. Okay, so this makes very rigorous core work, right? It's deep. I'm shaking a little bit here already, so you're probably also shaking a little bit. Alright, start to release, your belly back down. Move the elbows outwardly so you can lower your chest. Walk your hands back, and let's come back to your child's pose. And release, come back to the down dog. Inhale, left heel up. Left knee in toward the nose. Kick it up, open up the hips, bend the left knee, and flip. Flip it back around. Left leg up, step left forward. Crescent moon, right knee comes down. So, extra padding to your right knee if you need it. We're going to take this crescent moon with the hands to top the thighs and just think about the hips moving forward. Right? So that should give you a nice deep extension through the hips, leaning forward. And with your hands supporting, you can concentrate more on the hips. Feel for that sensation of openness and extension. All right. Take the right hand to the floor. Press the top of the right foot down as you lift the right knee. Then continue to lean the hips forwards and downwards and get a very nice, a longer extension through the front of the right leg. So this could feel very intense, depending on your flexibility. All right, release your right knee back down. Turn the left toes out. Turn the left thigh out. Walk your right hand a little bit wider off your mat. Raise your left arm up and behind you, half pie. So make sure the hips are leaning straight forward so you feel the sensation of the front of the leg and the hip. You're not rolling out to the side of the leg. Okay? So straight forward. Rotating at the spine. Left hand behind you. Use that resistance of the left hand behind you to help you stack your shoulders. Rotating at the spine. Now, if you're going further, you bend your right knee, grab the inside of the foot, and kick the foot away. That kicking of the foot extends left leg, left shoulder, and then the spine happens a little bit more deep. The spinal twist happens a little bit more deeply. Still, the hips are moving straight forward from the hips, and the torso leaning back from the shoulders. Release your right foot. Extend the left arm over the left ear, left side stretch. Then take the hands to the floor. And then with your hands supporting, the right foot moves outwardly toward the corner of the mat a little bit. Then as you shift back, you're going to sit down to the floor into half virasana. So again, your hand is able to insert between the outer right hip and the inner right foot. So you should be able to insert your hand there. Then the inner thighs are together. Right knee pointing forward, left heel reaching forward. And with a lengthened left leg, inhale right arm up and fold forward here. So think lengthiness of the spine, neutral back of the neck, and fold. For those of you who are tight around the hips, you might find, again, elevation makes a huge difference in this pose. So think about lengthiness of the spine once again. And so again, you're going to feel like you're tipping to the left. I want you to press your left hand down and push your torso back towards center. Right? Just some of a lot of pressure. You don't want to then stress out the right knee too much. A little bit of pressure is okay because you want to get back to the proper alignment of getting your torso to center and forward fold. And that will, depending on your flexibility, create a little bit of pressure to the inside of the right knee. Inside the right foot for sure. So make sure that you check into that, right? Not too rigorously, not painfully, not too much discomfort. A little bit of pressure to be, right, productive in this pressure for the forward fold. Right, so the balance of the pose is always between effort and ease. So it should not be too much of either one. If it's too easy, you're not doing enough, right? If you're doing too much, you might hurt yourself. So find that balance, right? With everything we do, there's going to be a little bit of work. Proper amount of effort is encouraged, right? We don't want it to be stressful. All right, start to make your way back up. Then as you support with the hands and lift the seat, start to make your way back forward. When you tuck the toes to come into your pyramid, you're going to feel all that blood rush back into your legs. Lengthen the front leg, flex your right foot, the right heel is reaching down. Thanks, let's just breathe here for some neutralization. Nice, for those of you with tight hamstrings, here is an exercise of finding patience, right? Building that balance between effort and ease. Now, if you're tight around the hamstrings, this is not pleasant, right? So you're going to have to work with a little bit more mindfulness and working toward the edge. Feel for a little bit of those sensations, but not so much that you're stressing out. You do not want to stress out here. You want to feel for the stretch. You want to feel for that productive work. Bend your left knee. Right hand stays down to the floor. And you're checking for the alignment. Left knee over left heel. Vertical shin. Right arm over the right wrist. Vertical arm. Then rotating into a twisted lunge. Right? As you rotate to the left, the knee is going to feel like it's going to want to angle out to the left side, right? Or roll to the left. I want you to think about pressing into your toe mount, into the inner heel, and that will draw that left knee back to the midline. And that's what we want, midline. And there's left knee stacking over the heel. Let's take the half pie, the left hand behind you, and rotating through the spine. Right, release your left hand back up and down, warrior one. Ground the back heel, rise up. Once you have your warrior one, lengthen out the left leg. Now, adjust your footing if you need, right? We're going to go into that lengthen front leg into the forward fold. If you're too wide, if you're not very stable, this is not going to make it any easier, right? This is just going to make it almost even dangerously toward the edge. You don't want that. Walk it in a little bit. Make sure you're strong and stable, supportive. You want to square the hips, left leg is extended. Hands to the hips, draw the elbows and shoulders back, re-lengthen the spine, and then be mindful about caring for that hamstring on the left leg, right? You want to hinge and the hips draw forward. Now go slowly. Make sure you don't overdo it too soon. You want to ease into a parallel line with your torso the best you can. Right? If you're not able to take it back deep and the edge for you is here, then keep it here. As long as you're feeling for that lengthness, you're feeling for the strengthening, right? That is okay. If you go too far and you end up pulling, right? You don't want that either. Alright, make your way back up, bend the front knee, warrior one, open it up, warrior two, reverse warrior. Hands to the floor, left foot stepping back, and again, lower all the way down to the belly, Sphinx pose. Walk your hands forward, lower your elbows. Grab opposite elbows to measure out. Forearms parallel to each other, palms flat. Toes reach back, belly, ribs pressing down to flatten your lower back, and then press your forearms down to lift the chest to take that mid back bend. Now once you settle into the pose, turn the cheek to the left and look behind you past your left shoulder. Now you're adding a rotation into your cervical spine, your back, your neck, basically. Back to center, turn to the right, looking past your right shoulder behind you. Back to center, gaze slightly forward. Activate your left leg. Lift the left foot, flex your left foot. Keep the left knee down, but bend the left knee. Draw the heel actively toward the seat the best you can. Right? Notice that work into your left glute, right? And also the left hamstrings. For you to pull that left heel back in space, you're going to have to contract the hamstring strongly, right? So make sure that you check into that and feel for all that sensation. All right, release your left back down. Reset. Then activate your right foot by picking up the foot, flexing your foot, drawing the heel very actively toward the seat. Right? So you should feel the right glutes bulking up. You should feel the right hamstring activating, contracting in order to pull that heel in toward the seat. Right? Depending on your flexibility and how much strength you have in those parts, right? It might be very easy or it might be very difficult. All right, release. Then press your forearms down, press your pubis and your hips down. Lift the ribs, lift the belly, round the mid and upper back, change over the chest. Right? So this should activate the core like crazy as you stretch your lower back to neutralize. Right? If you press your forearms down strong enough, now the upper back, rounding around the shoulder blades, right? It's all beginning to activate. So your lats, your serratus, trapezius, all that is beginning to work. Alrighty, beginning to release. Lower the belly back down. Now to come out of the Sphinx pose, move the elbows outwardly so you can lower your chest. Walk your hands back toward the ribs, and then take it into child's pose once again. Let's take a twist. Come up to your hands and your knees. Tuck the toes under. So measure it out. Your hands about shoulders width, and your shoulders line up with the wrist, middle fingers or index fingers point straight forward. Knees are about hips width, and the hips line up with your knees. Alright, the left hand, one hand print wider, one hand print further forward to get the hand away from the face. Raise your right elbow up, thread the right arm underneath, bend your left elbow, lower the right shoulder, right cheek down to the floor, and twisting here. Resist with the left hand, pressing down and draw the left shoulder back to stack over the right. The right hand should actively move to the left, so you should get a strong lengthening of the outer right arm, right shoulder, into the twist, across the shoulder blades, and then switching sides, pressing the left hand down, drawing the left shoulder back. So the action, the right arm reaching to the left side, left hand pressing down, left shoulder drawing back. Alright, press into your left hand, lift back up. Remeasure into your hands and knees. Right, so there are a lot of oppositional energies. Now pressing the left hand down, you're drawing your left shoulder back. Now reaching the right arm out, you're reaching your right shoulder out as well. Okay? So hands and knees. Right hand a little bit wider, one hand print further forward. That's to move the hands out of the way so that your face, you're not placing your hand in front of your face. Alright? Lift the left elbow up. Thread the left arm underneath. The more you reach your left hand to the right side, the more you stretch and get to the outer left arm, outer left shoulder. Bending your right elbow, resting your left shoulder, left cheek down. Then press your right hand down, draw the right shoulder back. That activates the upper back of the right side into the shoulder blades. The more you reach your left hand over to the right side, the deeper your left arm, left shoulder stretch. Press into your right hand. Lift back up to hands and knees. Let's take 3 cat-cows. Draw the navel down, raise your tail, raise the back of the head. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Come back to neutral. Lift the knees. Down dog. Inhale. Left heel up, 3-legged dog. Left knee in toward the nose, land the shin to the floor. Angle out the left knee, left thigh to the side, you're on the top of the left shin. Inch your right knee further back, untuck the toes, walk your hands back, elongate through the spine. Make sure your hips, pelvis level, make sure the spine relatively vertical. And then make your way forward, forward fold onto your forearms, forward fold with hands as pillows, resting the foot. For those of you who are then working with variations, take whatever you want. For example, you can walk your hands back, lift up the torso. It could be just with your hands pressing down. This could be enough resistance for back bend, extension of the right leg. You can walk your left hand in, bind the right hand to right foot, kick it back in space. And again, using that tension, right? Kicking back helps you to draw your torso more vertically into a slight back bend so that you can reach your left arm up and back for Mermaid 1. You can take the Mermaid 1 and revolve it with the left hand grabbing the right foot. Kicking back, and that will give you leverage, right? Resistance to lift up. Now, if you want to keep this revolved position and work on your quad stretch on the right leg, start to fold forward. Draw the heel toward the seat as you fold. Right? Those are all really great options as mermaid bindings. Right? If you have other variations, right? Perhaps an arm balance, perhaps an inversion. Right? We'll take something together in a few more breaths, but be playful if you want, or stay in the forward fold in your passive pigeon, right? There are huge benefits for your hips just to kind of stay mellow and stay softly folding forward, right? All right, let's start to break. Walk your hands back in, lift the torso up. Take the left seat down. Swing the right leg around. Now center your seat once again. Chances are your seat is a little bit off to the left side. You're not going to feel very centered when you take this pose. All right, bend your right knee. Grab either side of the right foot and extend the heel forward. Now, if you have the full extension of the right leg, fantastic, take it. If you do not, you can bend your right knee as much as you need, or you can grab the right calves, right? And then extend the leg. Whatever is available for you. That replicates this as closely as possible. Now, if you tend to round the spine, right? I want you to think about lifting the chest, and that will help you come back to a more neutral position. Lean the head slightly back, and think about the line in which you have the right leg and the line in which you have your torso. You want to keep the back of the neck neutral, which means you should not be looking straight up. You should not be looking down. It should be slightly forwards at an angle, right? If you're looking down, right, this stretches the back of the neck. If you're looking straight up, it crunches back of the neck. You want to go forward to a diagonal, right? So that will keep the spine in line. And then let's twist it. Left hand, grab the outer right foot, outer right leg, knee bent if you need it. Whatever option is most appropriate. Now keep the gaze looking forward, right? Make sure that the right heel lines up with the right hip. One straight line. What happens is, as you twist, if you don't look forward, your foot is going to end up traveling as you look back behind you. Because you have no idea, no clue what that front leg is doing. But if you keep the gaze looking forward, keep track of that alignment of the right leg, the spinal twist can happen without you looking behind you. More important is what that front leg is doing, the right leg. Now once you have your deepest rotation, the right leg is set. Move nothing else except turning of the head to look behind you. Square back to center, your choice. If you have the hip flexibility, knee and ankle flexibility is a half lotus. Top of the right foot to your left hip crease. If this is too much for your knees and your ankles, then it is a regular cross-legged, taking a forward fold. All right, I'll start with here. Regular cross-legged, arms up. Keep that neutral spine, hinge forward, go as far as you can. Then take your hands, re-lengthen your spine, see if you can take a little bit deeper forward fold to the point that maybe your forearms can come down. Right? If you're taking half lotus, it is the same thing. Right? This is more intense on the knee and the ankle joint of the right leg. But arms up, lengthy spine, hinge of the hips, hands down. Re-lengthen, realign. If you have more on you, forearms down. Take a few breaths here. Wherever you you are. Start to lift back up. Whether you have your cross-legged or your half lotus, shift back toward the sacrum. Extend the right leg forward. Flex your foot. Keep that flex. This is your neutralization for the right leg as you slowly transition back into down dog. Walk it out side to side. Take lots and lots of movement. Alright, second side. Right leg up. Right knee in. Land the shin to the floor. Into left knee further back. Right knee, right thigh. Ankles out to the side. Your arms to the top of the right shin. Arms on the back toes. Walk your hands back. Elongate through the spine. Make sure you're nice and balanced. And then make your way forward into your forward fold. Okay, you can be your forearms, right? So this is Sphinx pose right here, right? If you're taking the forehead to the hands, go ahead. You have a bunch more breaths here. So if you're working with additional variations, right? Repeat what you did on the first side, right? Otherwise, stay in that passive pigeon. It's a very nice, powerful pose here. And depending on your flexibility, it could be very easy, right? And very kind of mellow and soft. If you have less flexibility in your hips, this could be quite rigorous, right? It could be quite tight on your hips. So if that's the case, ease out of that dropping of the hips, right? By letting the hips come out a little bit and lifting, that will ease the tension to your hips. However, if you want more depth, you want to inch your left knee further back and lower the hips, right? So depending on what you're working with and what your objective is, right? Take that positioning. Those of you who are working with variations, right? You have just the right thing. You have a binding left hand to left foot. Now, if you have only the left hand to left foot, kick back, and you're not ready to take the right hand off the floor, that's okay. Right hand can stay on the floor. Right hand can be on top of the right thigh. Right arm can reach forward and up. Right? So this is your mermaid one. Now you can revolve your mermaid one. Right hand grab the foot, kick it back, look back behind you, left arm up. You can take that quad stretch. Take the left forearm down. Draw that left heel in toward the seat as you fold. Right? So you have many options there. I'll give you a bunch more breaths here. We have probably another 5 or so. All right, start to make your way back up. All right, we'll take that cross-legged or half lotus. Draw the right seat down. Swing the left leg forward. You're probably off to the right side, so make sure you center your seat. Then you have the option of cross-legged or half lotus. Okay, so let me demonstrate with a regular cross-legged like I did on the first side. All right, cross-legged, arms up, keep that neutral spine as you lean forward. Forward fold. Forearms down, return back. For those of you who took half lotus, left top of the foot to your right hip crease, try to let that left knee draw down. Again, arms up and fold. Forearms down and hands out. Neutral spine. notice as you're holding the pose progressively, your muscles will start to release. You should be able to get a little bit deeper with every breath. Right? You may not go that far because maybe you've hit your maximum, right? That's okay as well. All right, let's break and make your way back up. Now you're going to take the left foot, grab the foot, and extend forward. I forgot to take this before. And then, right hand to grab our left foot, left ankle. Make sure you're lining up the heel with the seat, with the hip, shooting straight forward. Keep the gaze looking forward. Twist can happen without you looking back. Once you have your deepest twist, make sure nothing else moves. You're still in alignment with the left heel, left hip. And then just turn the cheek. Square back to center, bend your left knee. So, just to come back to where we were, right, so we actually took that first on the first side. Alright, so from this half lotus cross-legged, extend the left leg forward, reach your left heel back, and then transitioning back into your down dog. Walk it out, side to side. Alright, start to walk your feet forward towards your hands. Take the seat down, extend the legs forward. Reach your arms up. Forward fold, grabbing your feet, ankles or your shins. Again, neutral spine, best you can. Lifting up the chest. Then lowering up the chin to come to a neutral position. And then deepen that fold. Grab your ankles, your feet, your toes, or your shins. Begin to release, come back up, hands to either side. As you slide the hands out, your hands are assisting the weight of your torso to come back very gently and very controlled. Left knee comes in, left arm stays out to a T, and then gently twisting to the right. You're rolling onto our right hip, our right leg. As you twist to the right. Take it back to center. Switch legs, switch arms, and twist the other direction. Back to center again. Hug both knees. And then step the feet to the floor. Slide the legs forward, separating the feet, toes turned out. Arms alongside the body, palms face up. Eyes are closed, shoulders released, head is released, body is released. Shavasana, final relaxation. beginning to draw the breath back in. Start to move the fingers and the toes. Reaching the arms overhead, stretching in opposite directions. And rolling over to the right side, we come up to a comfortable cross-leg position. Reconnecting to an even seat, lengthy spine, shoulders broad, breath deep, and let the neck be free. Inhale for Om. Hands together in prayer, bowing forward, sealing the practice. Come up. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your practice with me. Please visit again my website at simhayoga.com, and my schedule and my payment information are all there for Venmo and for PayPal. Venmo is my preferred way of payment, and my handle is Simha Yoga Lab. For digit ID code is 8096. Again, costs are $10, $5 if you have a difficult time. Please do the best you can. And I'm streaming on Instagram and Facebook. I'm also uploading the videos onto my YouTube channel, Simha Yoga Lab. So Simha Yoga Lab, my YouTube channel, has much better quality. So if you're shaky around Instagram and Facebook, go there instead. All right, thank you again for your time. Be well. Take care.